Hey, Faithful, welcome back to another episode of Voice of a Niner Faithful. I'm Jason, your host. Today we'll be talking about our 20-10 win over the Atlanta Falcons. But before we get into that, please like, comment, and subscribe to get more content from a fan's point of view. All right, let's get into it. I'm sure everybody's out there watching instant reaction videos and all that stuff, and I'm not quite there yet. I got to get it out as I can, and so I'm recording it. Then I'll have to upload it, and yeah, it'll be a little bit before I get it out, but it'll get out there. But this was a great game for the defense. Offense had their shines too, but this was a defensive win to me. With all the injuries, Fred gone, Nick gone, Upton Stout was even out. Others were out. Who was in was what was most important. Bethune was a monster. Even Winters was awesome. The defensive line, they finally started to get the pressure that we put on Penix. It was awesome. I'm going to pull up the stats here real quick for the defense. Full team stats. I'm looking at the ESPN. I'll flip it over here in just a second. Full box score. Here we go. This is what I want. I want defense, though. All right. So let me flip this around. All right. So first things first, Alfred Collins. Fumble recovery. Tatum Bethune, 10 total tackles, 4 solo. That is awesome. Malik Mustafa just came back last week. 6 tackles, 3 of them solo. Jair Brown, 5 tackles, and all of them were solo. 5 tackles for Luter, 5 tackles for Huff with a sack. Malik Turner, 3 tackles for D. Winters, and all of them were solo. 3. Okwanu with a sack. 2 total sacks. All the tackles, team tackles, 63 team tackles, 35 of them solo. You can't say much more about how well the defense played. The offense, Mac Jones, 17 for 26 for 154 yards, almost 6 yards average. And yeah, he did get intercepted. JJ, I think it was more on him than Mac, but it goes against Mac. But still not too terrible, not too bad. Mac did what Mac needed to do. Christian McCaffrey, 24 carries, 129 yards, 5.4 average, 2 TDs. This was the Christian McCaffrey we've been waiting for. And why? Because George Kittle. Yeah, his stats say 0, 0, 0, 0. He was targeted twice. His stats of what he actually did in this game, they don't have stats for. They should. But Kittle is why Christian could do what he did. Brian Robinson, 9 carries, 36 yards. He was in there when he needed to be. He still averaged 4 yards carry. Poor Kyle Juszczyk. He tried to run. But he did better in passing. 1 reception, 10 yards. Luke Farrell. He has been more disappointing lately, but at least here he got that one pass that was thrown to him for 11 yards. Kendrick Bourne, 2 for 14. Not his past couple of weeks, but still okay. Juwan Jennings, 4 for 31, even though he was targeted 7 times. Christian McCaffrey, 7 reception. He was hard to get 8. He caught 72 yards. Christian McCaffrey is our team right now. George Kittle being back helped him get that way this game for sure for the running game. No doubt about it. But I still will go back to the defense. This was a defensive win. Yes, the offense did their job. 20 points is nothing to sneeze at. Defense did their job. With all of these rookies and newer players and people just coming back, and this was a defensive win. I look at this with hope. Yeah, it's a dangerous thing. Everyone knows hope is dangerous, but it's important. 5-2, still ahead in the NFC West. I think we're still even up there in the actual standings of the whole thing here. Let me see if I can find that. See if I can find standing. There's standings. Let me bring that up too. Transition back here. So we're not worried about the AFC right now. Eagles are 5-2. Tampa Bay's 5-1. We'll see what happens tomorrow night. We're 5-2. LA's 5-2. Seahawks have a chance for being 5-2 tomorrow night. But we're still on top because of our 3 division wins. LA's lost a division game. Arizona's lost 2 division games. The Seahawks have lost 1 division game. That is why we are where we're at. Now, the Rams. Who did the Rams play next? Let's take a look at week 8. We play Houston at noon. Well, noon Central Time. I'm in Wisconsin. Philly, New Orleans, Green Bay, Pittsburgh. Do they have a bye week? Maybe they have a bye week next week. I don't see. Week 8 here. Let me look at that. Maybe it'll be easier here. Vikings, Chargers, Bears, Ravens, Jets, Bengals, Eagles, Panthers. Oh, here we go. Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks. How do they get this bye week, and we have to be bye week in week 14? That's crazy. So find out who plays Monday night, who wins. Let's get all the way down to there. So Tampa wins, they're going to be 5-2. If Detroit wins, they're going to be 5-3. Oh no, 5-2 as well. Okay, I see what can't read. That's all. The Seahawks. Let's hope that they lose. That would help. Either way, we're ahead. That's what counts. This is the time you start looking at the trade deadline. The trade deadline, I think, what do we got? After week 10? November 6th, and then November. I thought the trade deadline was like the 2nd or something. Let me look that up. When is the trade deadline for NFL? When is the trade deadline NFL? November 4th. So after week 9, which is the November 2nd games, which, by the way, 25th wedding anniversary to me. After that game against the Giants, we'll have to make that decision. Yeah, the past couple, almost month now, everyone's been saying, let's go get Trey Hendrickson, but it takes two to tango. They have to want to trade, and with their win, we're still not sure. The Jets are 0-7 now. Let's see this to make sure. 0-7. I think they will be the team that's going to be in sell mode first. And they have some people that worked with Robert Saleh that might fit our team. But again, it's two to tango. We're going to want them, and they're going to want to be able to trade to us. So we'll see how that progresses. But I think it's going to be the Jets or the Dolphins, or maybe even the Titans if they have anybody, that are going to want to do trades. And those are the teams that will have to, start. Who do they have? The Bengals are 3-4. And if they win another game before the trade deadline, they're going to, hey, you know what? We're doing okay. We're going to keep our people. So let's just pretend we can't get Trey Hendrickson and leave it at that, okay? Find out who else we might be able to pull off getting. And bring it down to the Jets, the Dolphins, the Titans. Anybody in the NFC that is that bad? The Giants, the Saints, maybe the Cardinals, but I don't think the Cardinals would want to trade within the division. So, Dolphins, Jets, Titans. Those are the three teams. Start looking at them. They're going to be in sell mode at some point. And that's who we need to worry about. All the speculation and that's all fun and everything. But we got to be realistic about it. Trey Hendrickson, yes, he would be awesome. But is it really going to happen? Especially now. And we've got to consider who can we actually keep maybe for more than just the rest of this year. Because I think it'd be easier and better, and maybe even at the moment, cheaper, if we can pull it off with getting him for 2 years or something of that nature. Because if we can show, we sign him for the rest of this year and all the next year, they show that they do a great job the rest of this year on our team, we either keep them or, hey, look, trade market value, we maybe get some picks, something of that nature. Who knows? But that's what we need to do. We still need, as great, this was a great showing by the defense. I'm going to keep saying that. But we need still more help. Linebacker, defensive end. That's my two guesses of what we might pick up in a trades, depending on if it's one or more teams. That's what we need to concentrate on. Yes, our offensive line definitely can use some help too. If there's a team out there willing to trade one of their offensive linemen, a guard, for instance. By the way, I think Colby, he did really good this game. Maybe he's starting to finally pick it up. But still need some depth there. If one of them just happens to fall in and say, oh, hey, by the way, we'll trade you this guy too. Oh, yeah, that sounds good. Can't hurt. But linebacker, defensive end. That's what we need. That's what we should look for. and I think we'll be good. It looks like Purdy will be back next week. It looks like Pearsall will be back next week. Something else that just popped into my head with all this. Yes, Mac Jones has been doing really good for us. But you can tell he is not the mobile quarterback that Brock Purdy is. He even told you himself in an interview, was it last week or something of that effect, saying, I know I'm number 2. This is Brock Purdy's team. So let's get that out too. Stop saying, oh, we should make Mac Jones our quarterback. No. This is Brock Purdy's team, and he's our team quarterback for a reason. He's going to come back. He's going to be fine. And we're going to be an elite offense. We can still be middle defense, which is fine. Middle defense, elite offense, I'm okay with that. So let's put all of the wishing and put it in a little box and pack it up and put it off to the side, and let's think realistic. Linebacker, defensive end, before the trade deadline. People coming back from injury. We can do this. We can make it. We can pull off a playoff run. And it's going to be great. All right. Now that I've got all that out, back to the game itself. It was a great game. As I said, this was more of a defensive win for me than an offensive win, but the offense still did pretty good. And again, kudos to Connor Colby. He did pretty good this game. We've been hammering on him. He's been letting a lot of stuff through, but I think he redeemed himself a little bit this game. Now, on to next week. Next Sunday, Titans? I think it's Titans. Texans, sorry. Texans next week. It's in Houston. It's on artificial turf. But Purdy will be back. Pearsall will be back. Kittle will be even healthier. We should win that game. And it just is going to go on the rest of the year. Win, 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 win. Yeah, there'll probably be a couple losses here and there. This is the NFL. You never know who's going to do what. But we are going to the playoffs. I mark my words now. Texans, here we come. You guys all have a great night. Enjoy the win. Hope you have a great week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to get more content from a fan's point of view. And tune in Thursdays for 49ers Trivia Thursday. Have a great night. Go Niners!